Everybody's beautiful in their own way. Well, now let me see which one I should wear today. I think I'll wear this one right here. Hello, my gardening friends. Welcome to your favorite garden show, brought to you each week for your enjoyment. I'm Dr. John, your host, and today we're going to talk about starting seeds indoors, okay? And I brought a couple of students in. One's in the first grade and one is in the fourth grade, and they wanted to know how to start seeds. So I thought, well, I'll bring you on the show and teach you how to do it. But before we do that, let's talk about the plant of the week. I always talk about the plant of the week, and here they are right here, and this is pansies, okay? Pansies are a perennial. They come up year after year. They bloom beautiful in the cold weather of November, December, and so forth, and October, and they bloom beautiful in the spring, April, May, and in the cool weather. They don't do much in July and August. They sort of don't die out, but they just don't bloom very well. They'll grow in full sunlight and partial shade. Easy to divide every spring and have more and more. And I'm going to surprise my students. I'm going to give them some of these when the show is over. But pansies are the way to go. In fact, I have a little poem. I'm going to read this poem I wrote about pansies. Waking up from winter's dream that yesterday was bits of brown and green, smiling faces that we can't ignore that now grace the garden floor. Blends of blue and white are a pleasing and wonderful sight. Violet hues that melt to gold are bursting forth from the winter's cold. Upturned faces look to the sky as if to say, it's great to be alive. Spring is here and life's renewed. Pansies are for picking just for you. And on that note, let's take 30 seconds out for a thank you message. The funding for this program was made possible by Yards R Us, offering Northern Virginia a complete tree service that is bonded and insured. They offer professional pruning, tree removal, stump grinding, and cleanup. The owner, Chuck Ouellette, is a member of the National Arboretum Association, has been known to return your calls within the hour at 703-280-5357. Hi folks, if you just tuned in, you're watching Gardening News and Views with Dr. John. And today I'm doing something that I have never done in over 100 shows, 140 shows. I'd like to get some young people involved in gardening, some students, okay? And there's a couple of students I'm going to have on, and they should be here right now. They're here. Come right in, boys. Come right in. All righty. All righty. How do you do? Close the door there, young fellow, and you're all set. Your name is?
Joey Buckreis.
Joey Buckreis. And what grade are you in, Joseph?
Fourth.
Fourth grade? All right. And what is your name?
Ben Buckreis.
Ben Buckreis. Oh, yes. And what grade are you in?
Fourth.
Okay. This is a setup, folks. These are my grandchildren. Okay. But I wanted to do something with students, and they volunteered to do it. So this is their very first time on television, so I think they'll do a good job. Would you like to learn about seed starting?
Yeah.
Okay. You stand over here. I'm going to show you something over here about this chart. First of all, boys, as you know, did I have a pencil here? Oh, here it is in my pocket, yeah. First of all, there's some plants that you buy, in some cases you buy seeds, okay? For example, over here, you go to a garden center and you would buy the broccoli plant, you'd buy the cabbage and the cauliflower and the eggplant and the kale. You know why you would buy them?
Why?
Why? Because I tell you why. There happens to be 2,000 seeds of lettuce in a package, and there's over 500 kale in a package. What is anybody going to do with 500 kale growing in their backyard, particularly in Northern Virginia where they have these smaller yards? There's no way, okay? So these you would buy. What were you going to do with 560? There's 560 seeds in here of cabbage, okay? So you'd buy the plants over here, but on this side you buy the seeds. You don't buy a bean plant, you buy the seeds. So all of these you would seed, same way with corn and so forth, but over here you buy the plants, all right? And we have to hope that the weather is nice and warm, okay? So in other words, you can seed beets when the soil is cool, only 40 to 85 degrees. So these you seed right out into the cool ground and they will do fine. However, if you're going to plant tomatoes and eggplant and gourds that I'm going to show you in a few minutes, you plant them when the soil is warmer. Okay, you can't plant them in the cold because it will rot out in the ground. let's slide this out of the way now, because I don't want to bore you boys with this. This is all technical stuff. Let's come over here. All right, I want you boys over here on this side, and let's talk about what do you start seeds in? You can start them in a tray such as this. You can use little things like this. If you hold that up and tip it so the camera can see it, all right? You see it like that? Or you can start them in little containers. What do you use? Well, let me show you what you use. You can use vermiculite. I'll set this right up here. All right? By the way,
What is molecular?
what is vermiculite? Vermiculite is a volcanic product and that looks like dirt. In fact, I tell you what, in a toaster, you know, an old-fashioned toaster, that grid that you see on the toaster, that's a vermiculite base. I don't want to open this up because this is a brand new product, and I don't want to destroy it because I'm not going to use it. But vermiculite, you start seeds in it. It looks like that. See that brown? Looks just like that. Okay. It's a good thing to use. Not the best, but it does work. That's one item. And another one is perlite. Okay? Perlite is also a product that you can start seeds. Sound here, sound? It's like white sand. Okay? All right? But what I use, and what you folks should be using in your home, it's so easy to do, and that is by using, where in the world is it? Pro Mix. Ah, here it is. Pro Mix. I'll let the camera pick that up. You know why Pro Mix is so nice?
How come?
Because it has all the fertilizer, that has perlite in it, has vermiculite in it, and peat moss. I'm going to dump some right in here. Pull some of that out there, Benjamin. Pull it out. See that? And the camera's picking it up. See that white stuff? That's perlite. And there's vermiculite in there too. But this has all the necessary ingredients you need to grow a plant. That's why they call it Pro Mix. The professionals use this. You don't have to worry about diseases and so forth. Okay? And Joe, you asked me a question before we started about...
Oh, yeah.
Yes, what was the question about dirt?
How come you can't use dirt from your backyard?
What was that again? Question again?
Why can't you use dirt from your backyard?
Well, you could use dirt from the backyard. You really could. However, there's a problem with that, okay? I mean, God's seeds that he has put on this earth all growing in the backyard, right? But if you dig out the backyard and bring that soil in, you might end up getting ants, slugs, earwigs, and insects in your house, number one, and you will also get weed seeds. So you'd have to sterilize it and put it in the oven, you see? And then many times it's hard clay and it doesn't really do a good job. So that's why you use this. But you could, if you wanted to, use backyard soil, okay? So there's the three things that you can start seeds with right there, or the backyard soil. So let us do this. Let us mix up some. I want you to put some, let me put this back up here again. I want you each to fill these containers with some of this Pro Mix. Go ahead, take on. Just fill it right up. Can you slide over here a little bit and let Joe get in there? Now you press it down a little bit so it's firm. What would you like to plant? Beefsteak tomatoes?
Okay.
You want to plant them? All right. Normally you don't plant tomato plants. I mean, the tomato seed's too early in the house. You know why? They get long, too long, and too lanky. They fall over, you know? You start tomato seeds around the end of March. And this is the end of March, so let's do it. All right? I'm going to cut this open. And these are very, very small. I'm going to dump them here. Maybe the cameraman can pick up how small those seeds are. Here you are. There you go, Joe. Can you see that?
Yep.
Huh?
They're tiny.
All right, now I want you to take 3 of these seeds and put them in there. 1, 2, 3. Now you normally don't need 3 because all 3 of them will probably germinate. 1 is enough. However, I want you to put 3 because you might have a problem with it. They might not come out. You do the same. Go ahead, take 3 seeds. Put in there. 1, Boy, that chokes you to death. There we are. I'm going to try and put these back in here. Now, well, I'll do this quickly. There we are. Now, I want you to take this and spritz it. Okay, put some water in there. Just squirt it in there. Now, the reason you have to water these after you've seeded them like that, okay, is keep doing a little more because this was dry all the way down to the bottom. The reason you have to do that is the peat moss is so dry, it holds 100 times its weight in water. And you have to soak it good because if you just wet the top, and that dries off, it never gets down in here. So you have to do that with all your new seeds. Make sure that the peat moss is wet clear to the bottom. Now, normally, if this was, I were growing a lot of mine with saran wrap over the top. You know what saran wrap is?
The plastic stuff.
Yeah. You want to know why?
Why?
It holds the moisture. And they'll start to grow, and then in about 3 days, you can take the saran wrap off. Now that we have those started, we're going to set those right there. And let's do a couple more. Let's do 2 more. Because you're going to give these to this one here to your grandfather, okay?
Okay.
And you give this one to your grandfather. Now I want some here, too. Put them in there and do the same thing. And I'll put the seeds out here again. We're going to do 3 more. Okay? Growing seeds, starting seeds indoors is a lot of fun. All right, go ahead. Take 3 little seeds and put them in there. And then soak them good. Now, some seeds you will cover and some seeds you don't. Do you know why?
Why?
Some seeds need the sunlight, the ultraviolet rays, in order to germinate. And in fact, some seeds need to be refrigerated. Would you believe that?
No. Cool.
You know why?
How come?
Because they have to go through a cold time before they will germinate. For example, you know the seeds that you saved last fall for the dogwood trees that was in the yard, and you wanted to plant them? And if you put them in your bedroom all winter long, and then plant them this spring, they won't. They have to be out in the cold. There has to go through a cold period. Some seeds have to go through a cold period. That's why when your mom had those tomato plants last year, and there was some that rotted in the October in the garden, they didn't come up right away, but they'll come up this spring because they went through the cold period. Even tomatoes. Water these now quickly, and then I'm going to show you something else here. Soak them up there good. There we go. I'll set these over here out of the way. There you go. That's good. Did you water yours good?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, all these would be sitting in the house, and they need to get artificial light, so you'd have a light over the top of them. Let's pretend this is the light, and this is the tray full of seeds. How high should that light be from the seed? Do you know? Huh?
No. How
You
high?
put the light about 6 inches from the seed tray. Here's the seed tray, here's the light. 6 inches. And then as they grow, you raise it higher and higher, okay? And the light has to be on, for a new baby plant, 8 hours of light for the plant. And when they get the second leaves, 16 hours of darkness, 8 hours of light. And then when they get their second leaves on them, then they get 14 hours of light and 12 hours of darkness. Just like a child, a baby needs to have more sleeping time at night, but when they get up and big like you don't need as much to sleep, right?
Yeah.
Same way with a plant. They don't need all that light. Now, let's show you something over here. I brought a surprise in. Pick out one of these gourds, and I'm going to show our viewing. Which one do you like? These are all gourds. Which one do you like, Benjamin? What is that one?
Swan.
A swan? Let's turn it around and let Joe pick these up. These are all gourds, folks. If you don't know what a gourd is, it grows like a squash, looks like a little like a squash, except that now they have so many different types. Look at all these different ones. As he picks that up, we're not going to plant those right away, because you know why? This is now March. If you planted them now, they'd be up in 3 days. And there's no way you can hold that gourd back from growing. It's going to grow like a weed. It needs a lot of room. So I'm going to give you these to take home, and you can plant them in your mother's garden, okay? These gourds.
Okay.
And which one did you want? The one with the snakes? Look at that one, folks. Look at that. It looks like a snake. And you like the one with the swans? And that's exactly what that gourd is going to look like when it grows. It's going to look like a swan. Yeah. And some of them you can make pots out of, and dippers out of them, and birdhouses out of them. All different kinds. These are gourds. So you take this and save that, and take it. I want to get this out of the way, and let's go on to something else. Let's talk about this for a second. Look at here. You know what those are?
Beets and carrots.
Beets and carrots. What's unusual about that package?
It says planting strips on them.
Do you know what a planting strip is?
No.
Folks, there's a new way of buying seeds now today. Alrighty? You can buy, well, it's not new, it's been out for years, but this company's picked it up and done a real good job. This is a planting strip. Those beet seeds are very tiny. All you do is lay this down into the garden and cover it up, and you got it made. It's a planting strip. Isn't that a neat way?
Yeah.
Much better. You saw how small those seeds were. It's hard to sprinkle them out, so using this planting strip is good. And carrot seeds, oh man, are they ever small? So you just take this and lay it out, and that's it. Just cover it up a little bit with peat moss. So planting strips are available now in the garden centers. And there's something else I want to show you. There's a new way of packaging seeds now. They're packaging them so you can see the seed. Look.
Cool.
See that? I'm going to hold it so that the cameraman can pick it up. You can see that they're just exactly what's in that seed, in that package rather. Talking about seeds and starting, look at this big thing. Do you know what that is?
What is it?
What is it? It's a bulb. It's called an elephant ear. Right? And in order to know how deep to plant, there's directions on the back. This goes about 2 inches deeper in the soil than this. And you plant that in the ground, and that rascal will get 2 foot to 4 foot high. Great big green leaves. This has to be dug up every fall and dried off, cut all the roots off of it in the top, and keep it all winter long in the basement or someplace where it isn't freezing, and then plant it again the next spring. That is called elephant ears. We're not going to plant that right now. Here's another one called gladiolus. These are gladiola bulbs. All right? I bet you don't know how to tell what color they're going to be. Would you like to try it? Tell me.
Is it like the bulb's color itself, like the part of the bulb that's showing?
Well, you're almost right. When you're looking at bulbs, tulip bulbs are the same way. If you're looking at a dark bulb, it's going to be a red or a purple or a dark color. If you're looking at a light bulb, like this, it's going to be a light color.
Yellowish.
And here they right here. One of these is pink, and one is deep red. And there they are. It's because of the kind of bulb that you're looking at. Okay? Oh. And this is the top, and there's the bottom. Now, when you're planting gladiolus, if you want to plant something for your mom, gladiolus and so forth, what you'll do is you plant 2 or 3 or 4 1 week, and then the next week you plant 2 or 3 more, and the next week 2 or 3 more, so that when they bloom, they'll bloom throughout the season, and they won't bloom all at once. Now, I want to show you something here. It's cool. You know what these are? Huh? I think you do, Joseph.
Are they Jiffy 7?
Jiffy 7s. You know what's so special about those? Get that water over here. Bring it over here. All righty. Put one of those in there, Joe. Put one in there, Ben. Just put it in there. I hope we have enough time in the show for them to soak. What these are is, these will swell up 7 times their size. Now, keep pushing it down. I hope it dissolves in time. I should have put them in there right away. But this will swell up 7 times bigger. And it has all the necessary ingredients to grow a plant, a seed. Okay? So you wouldn't need to buy the Pro Mix in this case. All you would do is buy the Jiffy 7s and put them in a tray and line them up like this after they're all swollen up. You just line them up, put your seed in, and they're all ready to go. Cool. So you don't need the vermiculite, you don't need the perlite, and you don't need the Pro Mix. It's already here. You know, I got to tell you who invented this. This was during the Second World War. A German scientist who worked on rockets. After the war was over, he left and went to Canada. and he developed an idea of putting a vegetable netting around peat moss. And he happened to be a scientist who liked to garden. And he saw his peat moss bales swell up in the wintertime because of the moisture. He says if peat moss swells, it can be compressed. And he developed a press that would make that press down. And look at how big that will get. See? It's got a vegetable netting on it. That's all that is. And that's the way these will. I hope they open up. Come on, open up. Hurry up. Okay. While they're doing that, let's talk about something else. I hope they swell up. This is a begonia, right?
Yep.
All right, this is a begonia, and you plant it, and this is the top. See the little buds? All
Yep.
right. All right, we're going to plant that right now. We're going to plant that right in here. I can get this out of here quickly. Hold that so it doesn't fall over. We're going to give this to your mom, okay? We're going to dump the dirt in there. Watch yourself. Watch yourself. There we are. There we go. And we're going to put this begonia, which is a hanging begonia, in here. And I want our viewing audience to notice this. This is the top. That's the bottom. You'd put it in there and just barely cover the top of that. It's only going to be covered about that much, okay? And then water it again. You water it with a trigger sprayer. However, after a week, and it doesn't come up, you know why? It was too dry. Dig it up, turn it over, and put it back in the soil upside down.
Why do you do that?